Hi Rajdeep, welcome on YourPedia.
Hi, sir. Hi. How are you doing?
So Rajdeep, you got wonderful selections in MS programs abroad in top universities in Italy and many other countries also that I will get to know from you only where you
Yeah.
got selected. And you are from metallurgy background and you are a graduate of NIT Jaipur, right?
Yes, correct. Correct.
Yeah, and then you have done good research work also. I was going through your CV, and you have
hmm
done research work from some IITs also, and your CGPA and all that academic background is also quite good. So I'll interact with you, Rajdeep, today, and I'll try to get as much information as I get from you related
hmm
to your entire journey. And the purpose of this video is to help the students in making taking the right decision and following the right strategy so that they also get such opportunities. So I start with your background. First I want you to tell us which part of India you are from and आपका बैकग्राउंड एकेडमिक बैकग्राउंड क्या है और
hmm
एनआईटी जयपुर से आपने कब ग्रेजुएशन किया दिस बेसिक थिंग्स एंड देन वी प्रोसीड
hmm
फॉरवर्ड.
Okay. So, hello, sir. Hello, everyone. I am from Kolkata. I did my schooling from here itself, and as for my bachelor's degree, I did it from NIT Jaipur in metallurgical and materials engineering, and I am a graduate of batch of 2022. So after that, I have been working in L&T construction for 2 years. I was working as a business development engineer for international markets. And yeah, after that, I mean, I just finished my work around July this year, and I'm pursuing masters now, and that is my next step. So that's a brief about my background. Yeah.
Okay. Rajdeep, please tell us where you got selections, how many universities and which countries?
Okay, so I mostly was fixated towards Europe. I had applied in Italy, I had applied in Sweden, and I had applied to some Erasmus programs. So for Sweden, I got selected into KTH, and
Okay.
in Italy, I applied to three universities. I got selected in all of them. One was Politecnico di Milano,
Mm-hmm.
another one was University of Padova, and the last one was University of Turin.
Okay.
And I got two calls from Erasmus programs. One was FRP plus plus, and
Mm.
there was one more, but I did not get the scholarship positions. So yeah, they were paid programs, so I had to drop those. Yeah,
Okay. So
correct.
you said that you were inclined for Europe. Any specific reason for that?
Uh, the major reason was financial limitations. To be honest with you, I mean, in Europe you have a lot of tuition fee waiver opportunities, and then funding is there for specific courses. So that was the primary driving factor for me. And I was also looking into US opportunities for getting a fully funded position, or tuition fee waivers are kind of minimal, so I had to drop that. And also,
Mm.
not only that, the reputation and the research basis of these universities were also taken into account. So yeah, overall, that was a informed decision I had to make. Yeah.
Obviously, I think these universities are quite reputed
Yeah.
universities and like Italy में डिमेलन जो आपको मिला है मिलान में I suppose that is what is the QS ranking of that university Polytechnic di Milano.
I think this year the updated QS ranking is 111.
Okay.
In
Mm.
Yeah, that's like the general rank, and in engineering it is, I guess, 27 or 27, 28 something. Yeah.
Mm. So, is there anything like you are from metallurgy background or material engineering background? So, you were also looking for universities with this department. Is there something like that also you
Correct,
were
correct.
doing?
Yeah. So I had some preferences while applying to these master's programs. So I wanted to do with material sciences only. So one of the primary factors for choosing these universities were the courses they were offering. So I
Okay.
had to look into. So there's some disturbance. Just sorry about that.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's what I was looking into. There are similar programs like materials engineering and nanotechnology. There are programs into pure material sciences, and there are quite a lot of programs. So I had to choose between them, and I had to also taken into account the coursework that they have, research groups that they have, whether they are in line with the previous work that I have done, whether they're in line with the industrial work that I have done. So a lot of thing went into the primary research for selecting this university. Yeah.
Okay. So now the universities where you got selections, have you got some kind of funding there, Rajdeep? And to what extent?
Yes, sir. Just a couple of weeks ago, I got one from Politecnico di Milano. So I got a fully tuition waiver along with some stipend. So
Okay.
this is a scholarship called IUIT scholarship. It's funded by the Italian government.
Hmm.
So it will do away with any of your tuition fees, and they will give you 1,000 euros monthly stipend for 9 months. And subject to renewal, if you're having good grades, then you can renew it next year.
Okay.
So this is the one that I had gotten, and that's why I had to change my university. Earlier I was determined to go into Padova, and
Hmm.
then I had almost completed all my processes. I was ready for visa, and then 2 days before my visa application, I got the scholarship. So I'm now shifting to the other one. So yeah.
Okay. So can you tell the students who are listening to you about this university which you're going to join?
So I'm going to join Politecnico di Milano. It's the top ranked university in Italy. It is one of the leading universities in Europe in terms of engineering. So it's a very industry-driven school. The research facilities are also very decent. If you compare it, I'm just speaking for Italy. It is also located in Milan, one of the technological hubs of the country. So employment opportunities are also plenty. It is established in 1860, so it has a long history of long history of. It has a long history, and I it was very much in line with the course that I was looking for, and I also managed to get like I told you, a full tuition fee waiver there. So that's where I'm headed. Also has like I think almost more than 50, 60 plus courses in terms of master's degrees. So anyone who wants to go for data science, IT, tech roles, and mechanical, chemical, all sorts of engineering degrees are there. So yeah, it's a good find. People should look out for it.
Okay. There's one apprehension among students that if they go to Italy, then they need to know Italian as a language, and if they're not well versed with that, then education may or later on there may be trouble. So, did you
Mhm.
learn Italian before you applied and when you're going?
Okay, so two things. Firstly, if you are going for an Italian taught course, then it is mandatory to learn Italian, obviously. In Italy, nowadays, I think for the last 2 or 3 years, they are launching a lot of English taught courses. So, in terms
Okay,
of education, I don't think it will be a lot of a barrier if you don't learn Italian. But I would still suggest everyone to at least start learning basic Italian, whoever is planning to go for Italy, because it will help you get jobs in the future. If you're going to apply for a job, one of the primary things that they will be looking for is your proficiency in Italian, because it's a majorly Italian speaking country, and if you're going to manufacturing jobs, these blue collar people, you have to interact with them, and you need to know some sort of Italian. So I would suggest it is not required for your university learning, but for your day to day lives, to increase your connections, to collaborate with Italian students. I think it's a skill we should have, and I am learning Italian at my own pace, and I'm planning to learn it full fledgedly when I'm there. When you're in terms with native speakers, so it will be better. But yeah.
okay. And my
Mm.
second question, Rajdeep, is like you have very good background. You know, you are from NIT Jaipur, prestigious
Mm.
institute, and then you had research experience of IIT labs also, and then you were working in very reputed company L&T. Why at the first place you thought of going for MS abroad? In comparison to India, there's nothing wrong with that. Lot of good
Uh,
labs and all. So why a student? I mean, my question is very straight. एक स्टूडेंट को
uh,
जाना क्यों चाहिए बाहर उसका क्या एडवांटेज है दैट इज माय क्वेश्चन
That's, I think that is a very preferential question, sir. For me, I always wanted to do this. Back when I was in my university days, I wanted to go for a master's degree from maybe Europe or USA, only pertaining to the academic reasons. There's we have to agree that there is academic excellence there. Funding opportunities are far better than here. The research labs and the kind of projects that they are doing is, if not superior, in some cases they are superior to what we have. For some people, it might be, to have a better life, get a better job. For me, it was completely, academically driven. Uh, and as compared to Indian institutes, I don't, it's not like I will suggest someone to go for a master's degree. It is completely their own choice. But if you want to go
yes.
for better education, if you have specific research interests that are well poised in foreign institutes, then I think you should go for it.
Okay.
Yeah, that was one of my main reasons, sir. Yeah.
Mm. Okay, now coming to US, you said that
Mhm.
money invested is one of the reasons. But
Mhm.
nowadays we see that loans, the banks will provide you the
Mhm.
loans, Rajdeep, and
Correct.
in
Mhm.
engineering term, what we talk about is return on investment. So
ROI,
you
yeah, yeah.
invest 20
Mhm.
lakh, so you are getting back that, or if you invest 50 lakh, you are getting back that. And
Mhm.
in India, we are majority of us are from very humble backgrounds. We can't spend a
Mhm.
lot of money of the parents, so
Right.
but banks are there. So क्या
Mhm.
वो वाला रूट सही नहीं था कि
I
मतलब अगर
think
आपको यूएस
that is a definitely a very good route. I mean, if you it's a high risk, high return policy, as simple as that. If you have the risk appetite and if you like truly believe in yourself, the opportunities are there. Say, for example, if I'm going to one of the top Ivy League colleges in USA and I'm taking some certain amount of loan, I'm bound to get a better ROI if I work for like 3 or 4 years there. So this is a very personal thing. I mean, I did not have that risk appetite. That's why I did not go for an education loan. But if you weigh out the opportunities that they have in terms of Europe or like USA, I mean, US, Canada, the jobs are very high paying. They are highly intensive, and that's a good option. I think it is becoming prevalent in the students of nowadays, and I would definitely recommend it to someone who has the risk appetite. It is definitely high return, I mean, high risk, high return output. And a lot of people are doing it nowadays. And I fully support that. Yeah.
okay and now coming to Italy, Rajdeep, where you're going for your MS, what is the duration of MS program of yours?
Okay. So for me, it's 2 years. For certain
Okay.
programs, it's also 1 year. Yeah.
Hmm.
For
So
my program,
उसके
it's 2 years.
बाद का उसके बाद का you must have done some analysis of job market. As you said, you are going there mainly for career
Mm-hmm.
and academics. So have
Mm-hmm.
you done some analysis like उसके बाद कैसा job मिलेगा वहां पे, या
Like
what you are planning after that?
sure. I have done some analysis. There is jobs in manufacturing sector, additive manufacturing, and then I want to particularly shift into biomaterials. So I have seen. So I have done the initial scoping. Sitting here, it is quite kind of difficult to know what is the exact job scenario there. But we can look at the placement statistics. Almost 99% of the people who are graduating from this university in particular courses are getting placed in 3 to 4 months.
Hmm.
You can also move into tech fields. You can also move into consulting. You can move into industrial, I mean, core engineering jobs.
Hmm.
But then again, it's not. It's a bit different from the Indian sector where you have companies coming to you for placement. You have to market yourself there. You have to go there and you have to make certain connections. You have to go to education job fairs.
Hmm.
So it is completely up to you. I also have my own desire to probably go for a PhD, so I'll keep that option open as well. But anyone who is willing to go for a job, I mean, jobs are definitely there. But I would still say कि general consensus is that in Italy is that the job market is a bit stagnant. So I want to give that disclaimer. If you are in areas like Milan, Turin, then the number of job opportunities are more. But compared to other countries in Europe, I do think that job market is a bit stagnant in Italy. Yeah.
Okay. So now coming to Rajdeep, again, this metallurgy as your graduation. So there are so many
Right.
students, who are from this background, material science, metallurgy. So can you suggest some good research domains, as you mentioned, biomaterials and
Mhm.
additive manufacturing you were mentioning. So
Mhm.
can you suggest some good research experience for students who are in undergraduate programs? And maybe they are also
Okay.
planning for higher education in metallurgy.
Okay. So I think there's if you look into material science as a whole, there's research opportunity in almost every subsector. And you have to
Mm,
see which ones. For me, me choosing biomaterials was because it has direct industry impact. I mean, there are jobs out there, and biomaterials is something that will be coming up in the future. So people might look into additive manufacturing, 3D printing, and composites are coming up. In my bachelor's degree, I did a project on composites. So I thought there are plethora of opportunities and research groups working on composites. People
yeah.
are working in people are working in laminates. They're working in tribology. There are very good labs in I think EPFL and France and Germany. They're working on tribology applications. They're also working in computational material science. That is something that is coming up where they are trying to reduce the number of experimentations because lab work is a very time intensive process. So that was also something I was looking into. There is also smart materials that people work on, like shape memory alloys and piezoelectric materials. So I would say there are plenty of research opportunities in materials, and it is one of the most research intensive branches. And these were the buzzwords, so like composites, smart materials, biomaterials, computational materials engineering, and 3D printing and additive manufacturing. Yeah. So I think
Okay,
people
wonderful.
who are, yeah, yeah.
Mm, okay. So now the domain in which you are going that is related to biomaterials, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
No, I mean that is the research group that I want to be in a part of in my functional track is in biomaterials. My master's degree is materials engineering and nanotechnology, but the master thesis that I want to process and I want to proceed with is biomaterials. So there are certain research groups in this university. So it's like 5, 10 groups under this department. So the one that I want to have my functional track towards is biomaterials. Yeah.
Okay. So I was going through your CV, Rajdeep, and I found
Mhm.
that you have done some research projects with IITs and all. So I would like
Uh-huh.
to ask you, like, how important is this kind of things, like, internship, research projects, whatever you do, and please tell us about your that background also, and what is the importance of these small, short duration internship programs for getting opportunities abroad.
I think it is actually very important. It showcases a certain amount of skills that you have over other candidates. CGPA and all, though it is basic screening processes. And if you can have 2 months, 3 months where you can just even if it's unpaid, and if you do certain research, if you act as a research intern where you actually get some hands-on work when you've done something and you know what you're talking about, and if you have, it does not really matter if you've done it from IIT or whatever. If you have certain research background, that stands out in your profile, because in an undergraduate level, if you have that kind of experience, that is what the admissions team will be highlighting. So when you're applying to these universities, your entire profile will be evaluated not only based on your GRE or IELTS score or your CGPA. They will have certain weightages on whether you have some work experience or whether you have some industrial experience. So this is something that will help you stand out in your CV. And since you're going for a master's degree, since you're going for a degree that is related to, like it's moving towards a master thesis, moving towards some certain amount of research, to show them that you have some research appetite and you have some research skills where you have worked in a team with PhD students, you have worked on something. This helps you stand out. So I would suggest anyone who is planning for a master's degree or a PhD to do some independent internships, even if it's unpaid. Just reach out to professors; they are happy to take you. Just do something and get it on your profile. It should be meaningful, and you should know about it. I think that really stands out. Yeah.
So when we say our CV should be, good and rich one, so what is the meaning of
Mhm.
that? उसमें क्या होना चाहिए CV के अंदर?
Firstly, I believe जिस प्रोग्राम में आप अप्लाई कर रहे हो और आपका जो सीवी है वो शुड बी इन लाइन विद इट. इट्स नॉट लाइक यू हैव वर्कड इन मटेरियल्स एंड फिर आप अप्लाई कर रहे हो केमिकल्स में. देयर शुड बी अ कनेक्ट, सो दे शुड नो दैट यू आर अप्लाइंग एंड you know what you're going for. Try to maintain good grades. It should, how do I put it? It should be a very balanced CV. If you are lacking in grades, make up in some other things. Make up in projects you have done, or workshops that you have attended, or upskills that you have done, or if you have community projects done, that enriches your CV. You should have, they should know that you have put 12 hours a day into something or something or the other. It's not like they have this particular criteria that you need to do this. It should stand out. That is what I mean by enriching it. And it should have I believe it should have a story to tell. I mean, it should have a clear flow leading to why you're applying for this program. And that you can tailor make based on your own skills. So, yeah,
Okay,
that is what I believe is an
okay.
enriched
Now,
CV. Yeah.
Rajdeep, coming to the admission process, let me
Huh.
ask you: are some exams required to be cleared, like GATE exam in India, or GRE exam, or IELTS or TOEFL? These kind of exams.
Are you asking for Italy only in particular?
Italy also, and whatever wherever you applied, like even KTH and all, wherever you applied.
Okay. So KTH Italy, they did not require GRE as a mandate, but it was GRE optional. So
Hmm.
it's not like a screening process. You can give GRE or not, but an English language proficiency exam was mandatory. So I had given IELTS,
Hmm.
and other than that, I don't think they require any examination per se. And in some universities, they also don't require IELTS nowadays. They require something called medium of medium of instruction certificate, which your university can just give you, stating that you have completed your degree in English. So, but to be on the safe side, I would say just have a English language certificate ready.
हम्म,
एंड गेट तो नहीं लगा था, आई जस्ट थिंक वो जर्मनी में टीयूज में गेट गेट लगता है, या इटली डिड नॉट रिक्वायर गेट, सर, या
So for
नीदर
Italy,
डिड Sweden.
IELTS and all are not required, huh?
IELTS, I would say, is required in certain universities.
Hmm.
Just to be on the safe side, just give IELTS. That is the only requirement. That English language proficiency is the only requirement. They will check it. That is subject to your enrollment as well. If you don't have a valid English language certificate, they will not let you enroll.
So,
Yeah.
so what were the other documents required for application, Rajdeep?
Pretty much same as other universities, your CV and then your motivation letter or an SOP, your English language certificate, your transcript of records, your bachelor's degree certificate or provisional degree certificate. Yeah, that's about it.
So how important was your job experience in NNT in your selection? What do you think? What was it one of the reasons of your selection?
Um, I cannot really comment on this because I don't know the evaluation procedure, but I can tell you this. In Sweden universities, job experience was a determining factor. So when I
Hmm.
applied for KTH, I had portrayed my motivation letter in such a way that KTH had certain industries that they have tie-ups with, and our some of those industries have been a direct competitor of L&T in certain products. So I had highlighted that how I have some idea about these products, and I can learn something from that. So I guess that it has some weightage. If you're going for an MBA program, I think job experience has certain amount of weightage, but definitely it again adds to your CV. It again showcases that you have worked in a team, you have taken responsibilities, you have delivered, you have had achieved deliverables. So I think, yeah, I mean, it does have a role to play in your selection, but I cannot tell you exactly कि हाँ ये evaluation criteria था, because it was not mentioned in any of the evaluation criteria. So yeah.
Okay. Hmm. Okay, and now Rajdeep, please tell us something about the total investment you have done or cost incurred to you in this entire process. आपने कुछ यूनिवर्सिटीज में अप्लाई किया, उसका खर्चा आया होगा,
हम्म
आईएलटीएस लिखा उसका खर्चा आया होगा, फिर वीजा का खर्चा
हम्म
आया होगा, सो वो
हम्म
सारा
हम्म
एक्सपेंडिचर.
So tentatively, if I do, you also want me to count all the universities that I've applied to, because I ultimately selected one.
No,
So I'll
no,
just
I
give you a
want that
tentative example.
expenditure,
Yeah,
little idea about the expenditure of
yeah. So
universities also.
basically, for IELTS, you need to pay something around 20,000.
Okay.
20,000. मैंने जब दिया था, I gave, I think, around 2021. Sorry, 2022 or 2023. So it was 20,000 back then. And then application fees varied from 30 euros to 20 euros. So like तीन मतलब 2,700 1800 ऐसा टाइप का. So 20,000, and then tentatively 10,000 आप मान लीजिए एप्लीकेशन फीस का. देन वीजा प्रोसेस के लिए आपको आई थिंक 10,000 के आसपास देना पड़ेगा. So like 40, and idhar udhar, if you have to collect certain documents, you have to legalize your documents, your bachelor's degree, etc., etc. So these are very subjective. जैसे मेरे को मेरा यूनिवर्सिटी जाके I had to get get it, legalized and all these things. तो उसका मैं 10,000 मान के चल रहा हूँ. तो tentatively 50,000 to 60,000 मेरा इनिशियल खर्चा हुआ था.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And what is
50,000.
the
I would say
airfare of
50.
Italy? Italy, you will take, you will go and
As of now, I checked. It was, I think, 35,000 if you book early.
okay.
35,000 से ज़्यादा नहीं पड़ेगा.
Hmm. Hmm.
And हाँ, तो before going 50 plus 30, so 80 मान के चल रहा हूँ मैं.
So when this entire process starts, like suppose you have to join, तो आपको कितना टाइम पहले प्रोसेस स्टार्ट करना पड़ेगा एंड व्हेन द फॉर्म्स विल कम एंड एवरीथिंग.
So I'm speaking for Italy in particular. इनका जैसे पॉलिटेक्निको डी मिलानो के दो कॉल्स होते हैं. एक सितंबर से नवंबर का एक कॉल ओपन होता है, और एक फिर जनवरी से फरवरी का कॉल ओपन होता है, राइट. तो इफ यू आर स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम स्क्रैच, आई वुड से कि July, August is a good time to start, because to be honest with you, I mean, when you're doing it on your own, you're all over the place. You have to research your universities, you have to research the countries that you're applying to, you have to make a CV well suited to your applications, you have to make an SOP. So I would suggest कि जुलाई से अगर स्टार्ट कर दे मतलब बंदा, तो अगर सितंबर में अगर खुल रहा है तो he can apply there. And if you are waiting for the second call, which is opening around January, then you can start around, October, November. But I would suggest कि do give a decent amount of time to writing your SOPs and crafting your CV. So that's what I mean. People from YourPedia, I mean, Sanyam sir and all helped me with. I started my process in December. I did not know about YourPedia before then. So if I knew earlier, I would have applied in the first call. It would have been easier for me. So I had to, take some. I mean, it was a bit hectic for me. But जितना जल्दी हो उतना I think you can manage your information. You can, streamline your research because some certain things you'll have to do on your own. You have to research this university, these courses. You have to tailor make your SOPs. So yeah, that's how I would suggest कि जब
uh, how,
application
how
चालू होगा उसके 2 महीने पहले.
yeah. How much is the total, fees for 2 years, Rajdeep? And आपको total master's program कितने में पड़ेगा? My question is like, is there any
हम्म
scope of earning scholarship there, or doing
हम्म.
some kind of TA work, RA work, or some job there? तो
Okay.
कितना खर्चा पड़ेगा total?
So Italy is relatively cheap. When I was first determined to go to University of Padova, it was I think 2,500 euros per year. So 2 साल में I would say 4 से 5 लाख just tuition fees का लगेगा.
Hmm.
And the main trick is the living expenses there. The living expenses will vary depending on which country you are in. So for
Hmm.
example, in Italy मैंने बैठ के देख रहा था कि 600 to 700 euros per month मेरे को rent plus groceries plus other utilities में जा रहे थे.
Hmm.
So which amounts to almost 60,000.
Hmm.
So then if you calculate, so 15 to 20 आपका रहने खाने का खर्चे हो सकते हैं. And
Hmm.
top
Hmm.
that with 5 lakhs tuition fees. So 25 में मान के चल रहा था.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
as per your second question, if there are opportunities for part-time work, yes, there are opportunities for part-time work. 20 hours a week you can work part-time. Depend you have certain amount of job. You can work in the university, university desk, libraries. You can work as private tutors. You can people can work in restaurants and delivery jobs. All those kinds of work. ये available है. 20 hours per week आप कर सकते हो. And that can help you extract some amount for your living expenses. So yeah, and in terms of scholarships, people are going to Italy because Italy में काफी scholarships are coming up nowadays. So the one that I got is IUIT. I would suggest if people are applying, do apply for IUIT scholarship. It's called Invest Your Talent. इसमें आपका ट्यूशन फी भी नहीं लगेगा एंड देन दे गिव यू मतलब साल का 9,000 euros. इसके अलावा भी मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एक्सटर्नल अफेयर्स उनका एक स्कॉलरशिप देते हैं MEACI नाम का. That also waives off your tuition fee and gives you certain stipend for a certain amount of uh,
Hmm.
I think 9 months per year. इसके अलावा हर एक यूनिवर्सिटी का खुद का डिपार्टमेंटल स्कॉलरशिप रहता है. तो फॉर
Hmm.
एग्जाम्पल यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ पाडोवा में 2 टाइप के स्कॉलरशिप्स थे. वन वाज इंटरनेशनल एक्सेलेंस स्कॉलरशिप विच वाज गिवन टू पर मतलब हर एक कोर्स में जो इंटरनेशनल स्टूडेंट जो बेस्ट था उसको दिया गया था. उसमें भी ट्यूशन फी वेवर था एंड 12,000 euro पर ईयर ऐसा कुछ था. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट डिपार्टमेंटल स्कॉलरशिप अलग होता था. उसमें हर एक डिपार्टमेंट के 2 से 3 बंदे को मतलब इटालियन प्लस यूनिवर्सिटी मिला के बेस्ड ऑन देयर मेरिट, just based on your application, you don't have to separately apply, they will give you scholarships. तो these are the merit based scholarship. And इसके अलावा need based scholarships भी है वहाँ पे. So for that you need to show your family income statement and your property statement, and they will calculate a value and then you send it to the Italian government officials. They will publish a ranking. Based on that, they can reduce your tuition fees that you have to pay, or they can also give you certain concessions and stipend. So yeah, I think this is something people can look into. It is quite
Hmm.
intensive. मतलब अभी I have to list it down. It's
ओके.
like two to
सो
three types of courses.
ओवरऑल कितना एक्सपेंडिचर पड़ सकता है राजदीप, 2 साल का रहने खाने का फीस सारा?
25 आप मान के चलिए मतलब
25 लाख में हो जाएगा?
हाँ. दिस इज आई एम स्पीकिंग अबाउट पाडोवा का मैं बोल रहा हूँ.
आपका
अब अगर
साउंड थोड़ा
मिलान जैसे.
कम आ रहा है राजदीप. कैन यू ब्रिंग योर माइक क्लोज?
हेलो.
या
इज इट बेटर?
या दिस बेटर.
हाँ तो 25 मान के चलिए. इफ यू आर नॉट गेटिंग एनी स्कॉलरशिप, इफ यू आर हैविंग टू सेल्फ
ओके.
फाइनेंस इट, 5 लाख आप मान के चलिए. मैक्स मतलब मैं एकदम बॉल पार्क मैक्सिमम फिगर लेके चल रहा हूँ. 5 लाख आप मान के चलिए ट्यूशन फीस एंड 20 मान के चलिए आप एक्सपेंडिचर. बट दैट अगेन आई विल टेल यू अगेन सर, दिस एक्सपेंडिचर इफ यू हैव टू स्क्रूटिनाइज प्रॉपरली, अलग अलग जगह के लिए काफी अलग अलग हो सकता है. इफ यू आर इन अ वेरी बिग सिटी, the living expenses may be atrocious, and if you're in somewhat of a outskirts city, then the living expenses will be less.
But this
Yeah.
25 lakh you are saying when you are not doing any job and you are not getting any scholarship, right? लेकिन अगर
Exactly.
जॉब और स्कॉलरशिप है तो कैन आई रिड्यूस इट टू 15 लाख आल्सो फॉर 2 years maybe?
if for example I don't think I will have to pay anything if I, क्योंकि मेरा tuition fee भी waiver हो रहा है, and if I get
Hmm.
like almost 9 lakh per year in
Hmm.
scholarship, so I
Hmm.
guess मेरे 2 लाख में हो जाना चाहिए if you go by that theory, you know.
No, can you repeat
And
that once again? You have got a tuition fees also waiver, huh?
हाँ, I got a tuition fee waiver, तो उसमें मेरा 5 लाख नहीं लग रहे, एंड मेरा
Hmm.
अगर पर ईयर 9,000 यूरो जो मिल रहा है, तो 2 साल का अगर आप 18,000 मान लीजिए, so which is around 17 lakhs, so this is what I'm getting, so I can use
So
this 17 lakhs
that
just
is a
to,
scholarship you are getting, huh?
yeah, 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 yeah.
What
So
is
if
that
you get that,
scholarship?
you can, so it is called IYT scholarship, invest your talent in Italy.
Okay, okay. You have get got that also. तो आपका तो मेरे ख्याल से
Yeah,
बहुत
yeah.
ही चीप में हो जाएगा फिर तो.
हाँ, I mean, if I can live miserly, then I don't have to pay anything, basically.
Instead, I
So,
believe you will start earning also.
hopefully, yeah. No, but that's a catch with you. If you're getting merit-based scholarships, you have to maintain the grades, and I don't think you can work part-time. If you're getting a scholarship,
Not
so
required also
not
because you
required,
should
exactly,
focus
not
on
required. Exactly,
you should
exactly.
focus on your academics and get a better
हम्म।
career ahead.
हाँ,
Yeah.
so I think if you get these scholarships, then आपको कोई खर्चा ही नहीं होगा, क्योंकि आपका यूनिवर्सिटी को कोई पैसा नहीं देना पड़ेगा, एंड यू आर गेटिंग अ मंथली अलाउंस. बस आई थिंक कुछ
Mm.
रीजनल टैक्स पे करना होता है, 700-800 यूरो, so that is minimum.
So
Yeah.
you are getting 17,000 euro, huh?
एटीन
Scholarship.
थाउजेंड इफ, या इफ आई कैन,
18,000.
इफ पहले साल का 9,000 है, इफ आई कैन like translate it to next year, I'll get another. Yeah.
Okay, that is wonderful. Now, this you were also talking a little bit about Erasmus Mundus scholarship also, Rajdeep. What was that?
Yeah. So Erasmus Mundus, I guess it is a joint master's degree program. It's a, like there is a consortium of universities. So some 2 to 3 universities मिलके they formulate master's degree programs. तो बहुत सारे हैं ऐसे. I think मतलब I have one of my batchmates, Raghavendra. He got into one of them. So from him only I came to know about all these, and then I applied for them. And applied for 5 of them, I think. So again, surprisingly, material sciences के लिए there are almost 9 programs Erasmus Mundus के लिए, because like I told you, it is very research intensive. So उसमें भी I applied for 4 to 5 of them, and I got into 2, but I did not get the, like I told you, I did not get the scholarship मुझे नहीं मिला था. So I had to pay, like I guess साल का 8 लाख and all. So I did not want to go there. Yeah.
Okay. Now coming to visa part, Rajdeep. So, many students they will get some universities, they will get shortlisted in universities, and then comes the visa part.
Hmm.
So, I want you to tell us in detail how was your what was your visa fee and how was the visa interview? What is the process for Italy selection in
So
Italy?
the visa process, I will say it's kind of hectic for Italy. I mean, if you talk to other students also, Italy ka
Mm,
visa process is very tricky.
mm,
It will take you certain amount of time. For example, once you get admission, आपको legalize करना होगा आपका degree. So these are visa checklist में रहता है कुछ कुछ चीजें that you do need to have if you want to apply for visa. You have to legalize your degree, and you have to obtain a document called Declaration of Value, DOV.
okay.
So once you have gotten all those, then you need to, उसके बाद तो I think it's pretty much streamlined. You have to show, bank statement में कितना पैसा है आपके पास, and then if you are getting sponsored by a parent, then उनका income proof वगैरह दिखाना पड़ेगा. And then you apply for a visa, and I think within 2 to 3 weeks you can get a call.
आपका
I am
इंटरव्यू
yet to.
होता है कॉन्सुलेट में?
हाँ, 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 इंटरव्यू होता है सर. डिपेंड करता है, 2-3 कॉन्सुलेट में नहीं होता है, एक दो में होता है, ऐसा करके. जैसे दिल्ली में होता है, आई एम श्योर, एक कोलकाता में भी होता है. मुंबई का आई एम नॉट वेरी वेल फेमिलियर विद.
तो आपका हुआ था इंटरव्यू?
Okay, now, so like I told you, I was planning to go for Padova, and I had my visa interview scheduled in the next couple of days, and उसके पहले I got the scholarship, so I had to cancel that. And now I'm in the process of, re-preparing these documents that I have to show to these visa officers. So I'll be applying for visa somewhere around next month. I might be a little bit late joining the semester, maybe a week or two. But yeah, that is a hit I'm willing to take, sir. Yeah. But
वंडरफुल.
visa के लिए, I think if you want, I'll be very honest with you. If you want, directions for visa processes, I think it should be a separate session. It's very tedious.
अच्छा,
So
पूरा
yeah,
प्रोसेस है. Anyhow,
it's a
then
very
I'll
long process.
once your visa is done, we'll
Yeah, yeah, I
have
can
another
definitely
session. We
do
can
that.
do that.
Sure, sure, sure. It will be very helpful because it's people get very stuck. I mean, I have gotten stuck in a lot of things during my visa process. So yeah, I think That should be a
So
different setting.
when your classes will start, Rajdeep, for
Mm,
MS?
yeah, my classes will start from 16th of September, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Admission is only once in a year, huh?
For Polytechnico di Milano, it's twice in a year, but बाकी ज्यादातर यूनिवर्सिटीज के लिए it's once in a year, मतलब सितंबर इनटेक ही होता है. पॉली का एक फरवरी इनटेक भी है, बट पीपल सजेस्ट नॉट टू अप्लाई फॉर दैट बिकॉज उसमें क्या होता है ना, सेकेंड सेमेस्टर में आपको पहले सेमेस्टर का क्रेडिट्स कवर करना होता है. सो इट इज प्रीटी मच लाइक द सेम इनटेक, यू यू हैव मोर वर्कलोड. तो बट हाँ, उसमें दो 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 कॉल्स है सर,
चलो, दैट इज
मिलान में.
वंडरफुल, राजदीप. सो देखो, मैंने तो अपने सारे क्वेश्चन पूछ लिए. एनीथिंग विच यू फील वी हैव लेफ्ट एंड यू वांट टू टेल द स्टूडेंट्स?
I think you have comprehensively covered everything, sir. I mean, I mean, you have asked question even I did not think.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, this suffices. I mean, pretty much.
Okay,
अगर
Rajdeep.
visa
So yeah, I'll again
yes,
interact with you to know detail about the visa process. As
sure,
you
sure.
said that will take some time. We'll spare
Yeah,
some
yeah,
time
yeah.
and we'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
And we wish you all the very best, Rajdeep, for your academic research work ahead. And thanks a lot for
Thank
the
you, sir.
time you gave me.
Yeah, thank you again, sir. I mean, I also want to thank everyone, all the mentors and you and everyone. I had started the process quite late in December. I did not know. So everyone had been very helpful and they have helped me with my SOPs and my research and overall profile evaluation. So, I mean, a lot of credit goes to you. So, thank you very much as well. Yeah.
Okay, okay, thank you.